Welcome to Electrical Third Sem Engineering Math 3. Your chapter 1 is complex number. We'll study about the complex number here. There are a lot of contents are there. So first one is you have to know about the I, small I. The second one is about the complex number Z. Then third one, algebra and properties of Z, modulus of Z and conjugate of Z, and square root of Z, cube root of unity, then de Moivre's theorem, then related example and exercise. Okay, so first of all we will study about I. So we know there are some quadratic equation, and by solving quadratic equation we can use our formula, that is Sridhar-Acharya formula. So here is a equation, you can see x square plus 1 equal to 0. If you solve this equation, x square plus 1 equal to 0, that implies x square equals to minus 1, that implies x equals to under root minus 1. And you know this number is not belongs to real number. Real number means under inside a root over there will be no negative number should be present. That is your real number. Real number means all the numbers are integers, natural number, integer, rational number, all are known as real number. But negative root over of negative number, that is not a real number. So that's why this is a new for us. So we define the square root of a negative number as imaginary number, and it is denoted as small I. Hence, small I equals to minus 1 root over. So that implies I square means squaring of I means I into I. So that equals to minus 1 we have obtained. Similarly, next one is IQ, that equals to minus I. I to the 4 means I square into I square, that equals to minus 1 into minus 1, that equals to plus 1. So let's have an example in order to compute I to the power n for n greater than 0. Because in our here we know about up to I to the power 4, I square, IQ, I to the 4. So after that, any number greater than 4, we have to compute such question. So what we have to do, we divide n by 4, means this power we have to divide by 4 and obtain the remainder. Let m be the quotient, and we know the division algorithm. So then n equals to 4m plus 1, because divided by 4, m is your quotient and r is your remainder. So that's why n will be written as n equal to 4m plus r. So I to the power n can be written as I to the power 4m plus r. That can be written also I to the power 4m into I to the power r. So 4n can be written as I to the 4 whole to the power m into I to the power r. That equals to, as we know, I to the 4 equals to 1. So 1 to the power something is again 1 into I to the power r. That equals to I to the power r. That means what we have learned here, I to the power anything, you have to divide by 4 that number, and the remainder term which is less than 4, that must be, remainder must be lies in between 0 and 4, and your final answer that equals to I to the power 4. So let's have one example, I to the power 135. If you divide 135 by 4, we will get 33 is your quotient and 3 is your remainder. So it will be represented as I to the power 4 into 33 plus 3. So that equals to I to the power 4, that is 1 to the power 33, that is second one, into I to the power 3. So I to the 3, we know that is minus I, because previously we have discussed IQ is minus I. Clear? So we can apply here I to the power q equals to minus y. So any question of this format, your answer that will among 4 values, either 1, minus 1, I, minus y. Any one among 4 questions, 4 values of. Okay. So this is all about your I. Then come to what is your complex number. A complex number is a number consisting of a real and imaginary part. It can be written in the form z equals to, this is your complex number, z equals to a plus ib. Here it is consisting of real and imaginary part, means this is your real part, this is your imaginary part. Okay. So where, and I is what? I equals to root over of minus 1. That's why we have discussed from the beginning. So I equals to root over of minus 1. And we write real z, REZ means real z equal to how much? That is a. This is the real part. And imaginary z, IMZ, imaginary z means IMZ equals to b. Okay. So this is about your complex number, means complex number will be denoted as Z, and it will be defined as Z equals to A plus IB. Then we will study what is a purely real and purely imaginary number. A complex number Z equals to A plus IB is said to be purely real if imaginary of Z equal to 0. Means, as you know, in a complex number it contains two parts, one is real part and another is imaginary part. So if your imaginary part equal to 0, means your complex number contains only real part. Okay, so at that time your complex number is said to be purely real. Okay, so if imaginary Z equal to 0, then that number is known as purely real. Clear? Similarly, purely imaginary means real part must be equal to 0. If RE of Z equal to 0, then that number is known as purely imaginary. Clear? Example, 2 is a number. This can be expressed as 2 plus 0i. Here the imaginary part is 0, that's why 2 is known as purely real number. Minus 1 can be written as minus 1 plus 0i. Here imaginary part is 0, that's why minus 1 is known as purely real. Similarly, come to another example, 3i. 3i also can be written as 0 plus 3i. Here you can see real part is 0. Already I have mentioned, if real part is 0, that number is known as purely imaginary. So here these numbers are purely imaginary. 3i, minus I, these are all purely imaginary. Hence, every purely real number and every purely imaginary number are complex number. Complete. Then come to equality of complex number. Suppose there are two complex numbers are there. Those are Z1 and Z2. And Z1 represented as A1 plus IB1 and Z2 equals to A2 plus IB2. Two complex numbers are there. They are equal if there is a condition. If this is your real part, this is your imaginary part of Z1. Similarly for Z2, A2 is real part, imaginary part is B2. Okay. If both are equal, the condition is their real part must be equal and their imaginary part must be equal. So hence A1 equal to A2 and B1 equal to B2. Okay. Then also you can say both the complex number are equal. That is, real of Z1 equals to real of Z2 and imaginary of Z1 equal to imaginary of Z2. So let's have an example. If Z1 equals to 2 minus Iy and Z2 equals to x plus 3i, and it is given that Z1 equal to Z2, find x and y. So as it given Z1 equal to Z2, so we write Z1 is 2 minus Iy. I am writing here that equals to Z2 means x plus 3i. The question is asking find x and y. So both the complex number are equal means it must satisfy this condition. A1 equal to A2 means here A1 is 2, here A2 is x. That means x equals to 2. Similarly, B1 equal to B2 means B1 is minus y, B2 is 3. That means y equals to minus 3. So similarly, we can obtain the value of x and y. Clear? So this is about your equality of complex number. Then come to modulus of a complex number. As you know, your complex number is denoted as Z equals to A plus IB. If this is your complex number, then modulus of complex number Z is denoted by mod Z and is defined by mod Z equals to under root A square plus B square. So example, Z equals to 3 plus 4i. Here A is 3 and B is 4. So hence mod Z equals to under root A square plus B square equal to under root 3 square plus 4 square. That equals to 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. 25 root over that equals to 5. So this is your mod Z equals to 5. Clear? So like this you will know about the modulus of Z and this is your formula. Clear? So similarly next one is conjugate of a complex number. Conjugate, if your complex number Z equals to A plus IB, then its conjugate will be denoted as Z bar and is equal to, if your Z is A plus IB, then Z bar is equal to A minus IB. That means this symbol will be interchanged. If your complex number is negative, means A minus IB, then Z bar will be denoted as A plus IB. Just you interchange your symbol of imaginary part. Okay. If your imaginary part is positive, your conjugate is negative. If your imaginary part of Z is negative, your conjugate Z the imaginary part will be positive. Clear? So example, let z equals to 2 plus 3i, then z bar equals to 2 minus 3i. So this is about your conjugate of complex number. So similarly, another is polar form of a complex number. What is that polar form? So any complex number, suppose z is a plus ib means this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, and a will be taking from x-axis, b will be taking from y-axis. Clear? So this is your point you have denoted, and this plane is known as Argand plane. Okay? When your complex number lies in that plane is known as Argand plane. Clear? And this point is your complex number. Clear? So we join OP. Here z equals to a plus ib. This is your complex number. It will be written as r whole into cos theta plus I sin theta. This form is called the polar form of a complex number. This is your picture. Okay, polar form of a complex number z. Clear? So here comparing real and imaginary part. Real part is a. Here real part is r cos theta. So we can write a equals to r cos theta. Similarly, imaginary part is b. Here imaginary part is r into sin theta. So b equals to r sin theta we can take. Now r can be written as, that is mod z equals to under root a square plus b square. Okay. So that this formula that equals to r you can obtain. Clear? Similarly, dividing 2 by 1. This is your equation 1, this is your equation 2. If you divide both the equation 2 by 1, we get 2 by 1 means r sin theta by r cos theta equal to b by a. Then r will be cancelled. Then sin theta by cos theta will be tan theta. Tan theta equals to b by a. So that implies theta equals to tan inverse b by a. Clear? After dividing, we get your theta equals to tan inverse b by a. Clear? So for this is your complex number. If you want to convert your complex number into polar form, so you have to find the value of r and theta. And r formula is here we have displayed, that is under root a square plus b square. That is also similar to modulus of z. Okay? And theta formula you will find by using this formula, tan inverse b by a. And this angle is known as amplitude or argument of z, written as ampz or arg of z. Clear? So there are some question, it will ask you find the argument of z. Okay, it will ask you to find argument of z. So simple process. First of all, you have to find, if z is given, z equals to a plus ib, then theta first of all you have to find out, and its formula is tan inverse b by a. And ba can be collected from your z. Clear? So look here. This is your figure. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Theta lies in here. Okay. If your complex number means a and b are positive, means your angle theta lies in first quadrant. Okay. Similarly, if your complex number lies in second quadrant means a is negative, b is positive. That means a will be taking from x-axis, b will be taking from y-axis. If your a is negative, b is positive, means that complex number lies in second quadrant. Okay. So at that time your argument formula is pi minus theta for your second quadrant. Similarly, for your third quadrant means x less than 0, y less than 0. Means x, y are taking as a, y taking as b. Clear? So at that time in third quadrant your argument formula is minus pi minus theta. It has been written as principal value of argument z. So shortly we are writing PR of argument z. Its formula is minus of pi minus theta. Similarly for fourth quadrant the formula is minus theta. So all these are, you have to find out the argument z. So let's have an example. Prove that argument of this equals to 2 pi by 3. So this is your complex number, z equals to this much. So here a is minus 1 by 2, b is root 3 by 2. Clear? And theta equals to tan inverse b by a. B by a means 2 will be cancelled. So root 3 by minus root 3. So it will be, after taking modulus, it will be only root 3. So root 3 means 60 degree, that is pi by 3. So theta equals to pi by 3. So here a less than 0, b greater than 0, hence theta lies in second quadrant. Hence argument z equals to pi minus theta. that equals to 2 pi by 3. Okay, thank you.